Right. Up to last class, up to Tuesday, I think, right? Okay. Up to Tuesday, method with parameter and method return type. That's a concept. I given some 5 questions in your Google Classroom. Have you seen it? How many of you seen? Raise your hands. Now, how many of you done? Raise your hands. Small things only, no? Very easy or not? So who completed that 5 assignments? I'll give one mail ID. Upload that document to me in a text file and upload that. Program 1 solution, program 2 solution, program 3 solution. Prepare one small text document and attach that with your name and mail ID. Write the mail ID correctly, right? Roll number, not roll number, sorry. Your name and mail ID. Attach that document to me once. Okay, right. That mail I'll give in the last to you anyway. So these are the questions. Actually, with the parameter return type only, but only difference is they are in the form of questions. Small questions I given, but I also will give a solution to you. Okay, right. Why I'm asking you to attachment? If anybody done, I'll show you. If anybody done, I'll show the document to you very clearly. Okay, right. So these are, I'll add 5 more programs. I'll add it. These are only with the parameter and return type. Slowly I'll increase the level and class types, inheritance and so on. Before that, I'll explain the concept anyway. I'll do small demo programs. With that, you try it out. Anyway, let me go forward. What has been happened up to now till Tuesday? What has been happened? I'll scroll up once. This is the starting of course. Actually, actual course starts with data types in Java. The types of data which we are expecting as input to Java programs are known as data types. Data types are categorized into how many types now? 2 types. What are they? Primitive, non-primitive. Primitive means what now? Single valued data formats. Non-primitive means group valued data formats. Under primitive, how many are there? 4 are there. What are they? Integer, float, character, boolean. Frankly speaking, still 100% clarity not there. Still some work we have to do. The reason, we not used byte, we not used short, we don't have complete information on char also. Still char entered. So the statement available to you today is completely discussion not over. In the coming programs, I'm going to have a discussion on it. Moreover, I started my questions in the form of theoretical part. That only given 5 questions. In your any technical examinations, the questions will be in the form of theoretical. So whenever you find time, read that question formats and try to understand from that how to do. That will get practiced. So question forms will come in the technical examination. Same that only, method with parameter return. Concept that only. But when they want to ask that concept, they only will give one class name, they only will give one method name, they only will write some conditions. Means to confuse you, nothing is there. Total concept is methods with parameter and return type. concept that only, but to present that concept, they'll ask questions in a different form. That I want to test it. I given a 5 questions in the starting stage. Around 180 questions I prepared like this for core Java. Level wise, I prepared and came slowly. Last level will be very high. Means all will be included in the last question. Like this, some levels I prepared and came. I'll dump that questions to you. Not immediately after concept has been ended. The concept, our concept is understanding variables, understanding methods. That only our concept. Based on that only small programs I framed and given to you. Easily you can understand because I took all even, odd. You know even number, you know odd number. Returning 0, returning -1, returning string, because I don't want to stress more than that. So in the starting stage, no, I don't want to stress more than that. So I given all formats similar is there. You can observe it also. Okay, right. Anyway, understanding data types among primitive, complete information not available till date. In the coming programs, I'm going to explain more clearly about char and remaining data types. I'll present it more clearly to you. Non-primitive, how many types now? 2 types. Sorry, 4 types. What are they? Class, interface, array, enum. Class we are working. Interface not entered, array not entered, enum not entered. Some of your friends asked me a question, sir, and when arrays will be started? Already order is there. Class, after 100% class only, interface will come. Until the interface will not come. Still you have a doubt also. You can check yourself. Sir, still, I'm in still confusion. Subclass. Still your confusion or not? Somewhere I'm creating object. Somewhere I'm writing like this. Still confusion is there. I know that already. So still class not completed. So interface will not enter. After class interface completed only array will come. But whenever the class is considered, when the class comes, we say object oriented programming will be started. We say because class we have to discuss it. Then if anybody asks what is object oriented means, if I go to Java language course, I'll present the program in the form of class object concept. If I go to C language, class object not there, normal presentation of programs are available. They also will write even number. We also can write even number. They also will have array. We also will have array. They also have a string. We also have a string. Some names will be similar, but presentation different. Our presentation will be in the form of class object. Because of that, I am forcing you addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I am forcing you to write subclasses, percentage, total marks. Doubt also will come. So why Venkatesh sir is writing like this? All you can write in a single program, no answer will come. If you write all in a single, that is a C programming structure. So we have to learn how to write subclasses, how to write one object, that you have to learn it. When this class concept, object concept is coming, students should know the locations. So we concentrated on variable types and its locations, method types and its locations we concentrated. So there only comes the program known as demo variables.java presented. Then in object oriented programming, what we are going to do? In object oriented programming, we are going to work with non-primitive data types, the theory. So what we are going to learn in object oriented, I presented some levels to you. One day I'll have a discussion on them also. Conclusion day will come one day, and then I'll tick it and I'll explain to you what definitions you learned from me. Creation procedures, how many are? Up to now you are creating with new keyword. So not only new keyword, some other also will be there to create objects. Like this, we explain that object levels to you. Finally, you are into object oriented. The reason daily you are taking one subclass, on demand you are creating one object. Using that object, you are calling one method. For that method, you are giving one parameter. After doing some work, it is returning one value. That only you done it. That is object flower, we say. Anyway, we are into object oriented. You know the object. I prepared your mindset. Object is a storage. I prepared your mindset also as object is a storage. I prepared your mindset. And the storage will hold non-static members of your class. Today, I'll have a discussion on this for 10 minutes. I'll go for next concept anyway. Right. After that class, how many types? Two types, predefined, user defined, variables, two types, primitive, non-primitive, and based on the location, static keyword will decide the location of variable, will decide the location of method, static variables and non-static variables. And non-static variable, how many are there now? Two types. What are they? Instance variable and local variable, like this. We written some notes. Methods also I had static and non-static is there. After that, I given these variables. JVM internals. Daily I'm drawing a diagram to you. Anyway, after JVM internals, we gone for return type methods, non-return type. That only you're working. Okay, right? Return type, non-return type methods, parameters, and some built-in methods came from scanner class. You're reading the data anyway. And after that, practicing few programs. And whenever we want to increase the programming, we have to take the support of operators. Some operators we started using, and some control structures we started using, and so on. So based on that, I concentrated on few programs. I brought subclass concept also, and programs I given few programs, few calculations, and so on. Clear what has been happened up to now, right? So up to now you learned. Why I shown that means from today onwards, I'm going to change your code pattern. So the level is going to be changed. Pattern is going to be changed from today. Now, if anybody asked how many variables are there, means you must say primitive data type variables which hold values, non-primitive data type variables which hold what now? Object references. Among primitive, you can have static and non-static, you can have. For idea purpose, I'm writing static and non-static, you can have. Among non-static, you can have instance and local. The same thing you can write here also. And local. Methods are two types anyway. Static methods and non-static methods. This one you can call it as what now? Instance methods. Now static, some will come from library. You can say predefined. You can say predefined, and you can say user defined. So user defined static methods and predefined static methods means some will come from library, some we have to write it here. Here also same category with that predefined. Right, all of you understood up to here, right? So this is the covered. Next alphabet is what now? Blocks. Generally, before going to the blocks today, one small discussion anyway. What is the difference between one FAQ question? Object reference variable. They'll ask a question to you. What is the difference between object object reference variable, like this. Make it, today's class starts with one small FAQ. What is the difference between object reference, object reference variable? Object reference variable. Right. Right. So see there. You take last class program anyway, diagram. You take this object now, like this. This object. So this is one object anyway. The object is holding one method known as calculate, roughly. Okay, right. If I draw this object separately, so 2 minutes, I'm trying something. Float calculate into basic salary. Float. This is the method. Now my intention is like this now. This part we call it as an object part. Object. Object means one storage. Object means one storage. The memory which is holding the non-static members of class. The storage which is holding non-static members of class. Non-static means instance. Instance members of class is known as object. Object means storage, original storage. Write it. Object. Object. The storage which is holding. The storage which is holding instance members of class. The storage which is holding instance members of class is known as object. Is known as object. Means the original memory, we call it as an object. The storage which is holding instance members of class, instance variable, instance method, instance block, like this. We call it as object. This object created at one address location, this one. The object created at one address location, this one. One address location. This address location, we call it as an object reference. We call it as what now? Object reference. So the address where, make it object reference. The address location where the object is created. The address location where the object is created is known as object reference. The address location where the object is created is known as object reference. Sir, can we see object reference? No, we cannot see object reference. You cannot display also. If you display, one reference will come. That is not the original one. It's a duplicate one. Original address will not come. The reason, Java is secured. They will not give. Java is secured. Data leakages will not be there. Java is popular not because of object oriented. It is because of security. The statement everybody should know. When somebody is comparing with object oriented Java, don't participate in that comparison. The reason, Java is not complete object oriented programming language. Everybody knows. It has its own 2 or 3 drawbacks it has. It is not complete object oriented programming language. Then why Java became this much of popular in the market since many years? The reason of security. Java is popular for security, not for object oriented. If it is object oriented, many people are there. Java name not needed. Suppose you take any banking website, whenever they want one biggest application, they want to construct in banking domain. They want to construct. So they look for the languages. They had option. C is there, C++ is there, Java is there, Python is there, .NET is there, PHP is there. So these many languages available. Yes or no? Right. But among this, they'll check having security, they'll check it. So which one is having security means Java will have security. Because of this reason, we are popular. Some domains are popular in some area. Suppose many people will ask Python. Frankly speaking, they'll ask Python. Python is popular for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Again, they'll ask a question to us, sir, whether Java not available, Java also available. We are not popular there. So Java has its own libraries regarding that machine learning and artificial intelligence. But market still not started using that libraries. When the Java is available from 1995, when internet growth is very high, Java concentrated on internet world, web applications and enterprise distributed applications because we are busy there. So all languages will have all supports generally. So some languages will be popular in one domain. So we are very popular in security part in web applications and enterprise applications. So we are very popular. So because of this reason, when we try to display the object references, we cannot display object references. We cannot see object references. Original object reference you cannot see. That's the meaning of it. Okay, right? Sir, object reference variable. Sir, what is this object reference variable? Object reference variable. See there. Sir, this is object. This is object reference. We need one variable to hold them. No? Whenever one address is there, we need one variable to hold it. We need some variable to hold that address. Getting or not now? So that one we are calling it as object reference variable. By terminology, we are calling it as object reference variable. Object reference variable. You can say object name also, you can say, no problem. You can call it as object name. All of you understood there are three parts available. Yes or no now? So object will hold instance members of class. Object means one storage. The object created at one location, we call it as object reference. We cannot see object reference. Original object reference cannot be displayed because of security. Whenever I want to use this object reference, example, I want to use 3, value 3. I will load that 3 onto one variable now. A is equal to 3. I will load it or not now. Whenever I want to use one value 20, I'll take B is equal to 20. The same way, whenever I want to use one object, object reference must be loaded to one variable. That only non-primitive data type variable. We are calling it as a object reference variable. All of you clear about this statement? Right. Okay. Now these 3 points you have to remember in interview, especially in the interview. If anybody in the interview, when they are speaking about object flavors, listen carefully. The opposite person speaking about what? Object, object reference, object reference variable. You must clearly understand it and speak it. Then answer will be correct. Right? So from today, 3 parts are available to us. Make it the non-primitive data type variable. The non-primitive data type variable which is holding object reference, which is holding object reference is known as object reference variable. Object reference variable, or you can say object name. You can say object name. Hope you understood the difference. Yes or no now? So from today, when I am speaking also object, if I say, then sir is speaking about one storage. Object reference, if I say, sir is speaking about one address. Object reference variable, if I say, I'm speaking about one non-primitive data type variable. But you have to clearly, if you understand that, you can understand the notes also. Till these days, I not given because I'm demonstrating one concept, understanding variable method with a parameter, without parameter. They are all who knows other languages like Python or C or C++. Up to now, you will feel happy because same will be there. With a parameter, without parameter, that only will be there, other language. From now, it is going to be changed. So who knows other language? Suppose, sir, my friend knows C language, sir. I don't know C language, means difference up to now. He will understand more faster than you. Because their function with parameter, function without parameter. So he understands more fastly than you. From now, both are same only. Because I am passing non-primitive data type variable as parameter from today. Non-primitive data type variable not there in the C language. Only these many days, the two concepts only all are same. Because of this, we say C language not needed to learn Java language. Because these 5-6 programs, if you work hard, you can learn it. Method with parameter, that further C language not needed. But who are freshers are there, you must go with C language. Because technical question papers will be there. For that, you must go. For career point of view, whenever you want to enter into Java, you can come directly. No issue, you can learn it out. Anyway, one more question. Java supports pointers or not? One question is there. Right? So Java supports pointers or not? One question is there. If not, Java having pointers or not? If not, pointers concept available in Java or not? They'll ask one question to you, right? The answer must be external pointers are not available in Java, but internal pointering concept is available, you must say. Sir, what is the meaning now? Now, ES is a internal pointer because holding address. Yes or no? All languages will have two variables. All languages. C language also two variable only. One variable will hold value. One variable will hold address. The variable which is holding value, they'll call it as, I don't know what variable they'll call. But the variable which is holding address, they call it as pointer. Here also, one variable holding value, I call it as primitive value, primitive variable. One variable holding address, I'm calling it as non-primitive data type variable, but I'm not calling it as pointer. Sir, why you are not calling pointer? Because developers will not make external pointers. Star PTR, address of A. The symbols are not available. Address symbols, star symbols, not available for us. So external pointers are not available in Java, but internal pointers are available to hold object references. All of you clear with this statement? If anybody is speaking about that point, you must say external pointer not available. Sir, external pointer not available means what now? Suppose C students will come to Java. C people knows pointers actually. So what is it? Static memory allocation, dynamic memory allocation, malloc, calloc, realloc, and they start pointers against int pointer, char pointer, float pointer, double pointer, char pointer, struct pointer, pointer to pointer. These many pointers will be there for them. Who learned all these pointers who are entering into Java? You must forget and you must all throw that all pointers concept away here. Reason that all not available. Simply, if you want to address, what you'll do now, class name OB is equal to new class name. Internally, that only create objects, sir. The address is available under OB. That's all. OB are not writing now, star PTR, address of OB is equal to, not loading now. So external pointers not available. Because of this reason, if you don't know pointers concept from other language also, you can learn Java language very easily. That's a statement. So here, make it. I'll make it as a paragraph note. There are no external pointers in Java. There are no external pointers in Java. But Java language support internal pointers concept to hold object references. There are no external pointers in Java, but Java language support internal pointers concept to hold object references. If anybody asked, you must say that point. Everybody clear, right? They'll ask somewhere they want to test it. Means because of this reason, C language pointers concept no need to carry to Java language. The reason address of a star PTR, malloc, kelloc, realloc, dynamic memory, static memory, the words are not available here because automatically dynamic here. JVM itself is a dynamic. Dynamic means whenever it wants, it will come. If it is not wants, it destroys. That's called dynamic. Dynamic meaning is I want it, it will come. Means if I create object, then memory will come. That's the meaning actually. If I don't create object, memory not there. So dynamic meaning is whenever I want it, that will come there. If not available. That's the meaning of dynamic. So total JVM is dynamic. So whenever I want it, whenever I run it, it will come. If I don't run it, it's not available there. It's the meaning actually. Total Java is dynamic memory. It's a theory. Now one more question available here to you. Right. The question is like this. Just now I categorized here variables. In the non-static, I am taking instance and local generally. In the static, I am not writing. Outside the method, inside the method, I am not writing. Instance means outside the method, inside the method, outside the method. Local means inside the method, roughly for our understanding. Okay, right. Sir, this is outside methods. So local means what now? Inside methods. For our understanding purpose. So even static also, you can say outside the method, inside the method, outside the method. Sorry, if I write inside the method, what happened? Question is there. So that only define static local variables. Whether I written or not, I cannot remember, but I'm concluding today. So define static local variables. Means if I declare local variable with a static keyword, what happens? The question available to you. Because always this is outside the method. This is the outside, inside we are writing. If you are clearly speaking in the interview, they'll ask if I write static variable inside, what happens? They'll ask it. Okay, right. Make a question. Define static local variable. Define static local variables. Why they'll ask a question like this, sir, means the reason some students will come with good school backgrounds. Yes, sir, no, no. Sir, good school backgrounds, I can speak more. Then immediately by seeing that line, they'll speak it. The local variables which are declared with the static keyword are known as static local variables, they'll say. But actually the answer is what now? There is no concept of static local variables. See, I'll make one statement roughly to you. Suppose if any student is speaking good English, that if he is very strong in grammatical presentation of his paragraph, then they'll ask a school name, yes or no. Yes or no? Na? You are from which basic school, they'll ask. They will not ask your intermediate college. They will not ask your degree colleges because they're all by heading only. Whatever you learned today, that you learn from the school only, generally. So it's called basics. Here, you want 8 lakhs package, 10 lakh package, 12 lakh package today. You are all waiting, I think. But wherever you go, core Java important. Difference you got it, no? Yes or no? Na? Sound not coming in. Core Java, job not there. LKG job will not be there. UKG job not there. 5th class jobs will not be there. 9th class jobs not there. Understood now? All are engineering means you cannot go to engineering directly, no? You cannot go to doctor directly, no? Here also same. Core Java engineers very less. Our target is Spring Boot with microservice. It's like a PhD for us. Spring Boot with microservice with the 2 years gap is there. Put one resume in the today night. Tomorrow, 20-25 calls will come. 20-25 calls tomorrow morning. You put a resume today, 9. Spring Boot with microservice. I'm working for 2 years experience. You keep it in the upload in the resume now. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, it starts the call. Up to 5 o'clock, 25-30 calls will come. If you are strong in this concept now, tomorrow evening, you can take a good package also. 14-15 lakhs package, you can come out. That's like a PhD to us. But you cannot join directly, no? You cannot join directly, no? To go to that area, Core Java, Advanced Java, Servlet, ASP, JDBC, Spring Core, Spring MVC, Spring JDBC, Spring Security, Spring Boot, sir, this much, sir. 16 years, no? To reach this Amirpet, you took 16 years, no? Not in a single day, you cannot come and sit here today here, not possible. 16 years you traveled, you're also same. Why I'm speaking that point means this question they'll ask it. Define static local variable. Some students by seeing that line they'll speak it. Local variables which are declared with static keyword are like YOS questions. But that answer is there is no concept. They're expecting that answer. There is no concept of static local variables, which means we cannot declare local variables with the static keyword. Compilation error. That's the answer they are expecting from you. But some students without a concept, they'll speak it. Means they'll explain that line. There only they want to catch it because they'll give a question answer. Define static local variables. Make a statement. There is no concept of static local variables. There is no concept of static local variables in Java. Which means we cannot declare local variables with static keyword. So compilation error will come. Means grammatical mistake, grammar not available. You must say. What is the reason, sir? Means static variable means class level variables which cannot be a method level. You cannot create one static variable in the method level. So local variable memory in the method, no? Yes or no? Na? But static variable memory in the class, no? How can you make a class level memory in the method level? So it is a illegal declaration. It comes. Directly says a illegal declaration. The message will come. Means that grammar is not available to you. Error. As a developer, static means I given a memory in the class. If I given a memory in the class, again why you are declaring that memory in the method level? Error. The memory in the class level. It's a concept. Very important interview question. Remember it. Right? Already prepared your mindset already. Static variable. You can remember static variable, non-static 2 types. Like this, I prepared your mindset. So in the static 2 types not there. I prepared your mindset already. Very clearly prepared to you. Okay, right. So these are some points to be remembered regarding your variables and methods. Yes or no? So 2 alphabets, you got the clarity. Right. Today's new concept is up to now two variables, primitive, non-primitive. Primitive means what now? Values. Non-primitive means what now? Object reference. Up to now you are passing primitive as parameter. Method, you are passing primitive as parameter. Why don't I pass non-primitive as parameter? Why don't I pass object reference as parameter? The concept is non-primitive data means object references as parameter to method and return type. We are going to return the object reference and we are going to pass object reference. Make a statement. Star mark IMP. The concept we are entering today. At the ending, I'll give a mail ID. Take 2-3 days time. Who completed the document 5 programs, program and its solution. Prepare one document. Write your name and mail ID correctly. Don't display any phone number there. Not needed. Your mail ID, I want it. Okay, right. So if I feel impressed with all assignments with that mail ID, right? Something will good. Not chocolate biscuit will not be given to you. Right? So any trainer choice related, any interview is there? I'll intimate, we used to send them. Somebody will ask us, are any strong students are there in conceptual presentation, especially in advance, they'll ask. So we cannot call and say, no, we don't know. What is your personal things also, we don't know. So generally we trainers never speak to you. We don't know your names also. Generally we don't have that much time. Never speak to you. But assessment also will not be there. So at least few assignments, some assignments, filtering assignments will be there. Such cases, if we as a trainers we feel more impressed, we'll give that opportunity to that mail ID and I'll ask somebody to contact you through that mail ID. Understood, right? That's the point. Because I also need 4 or 5 profiles for one background anyway. Right? Okay. Core Java, they will not take it, advanced mandatory. Okay, right. But if I do some assessment from here, somewhere I can reach it, the assignment. Okay, right. Anyway, because submit one document, next document I'll take 10 programs. Next document I'll take 10 programs. After 15 programs, I'll come with 2 case studies. I'll come with 2 case studies for presentation. Okay, that's the plan. Now make it star mark IMP. Object reference as parameter to method and return type. Object reference as parameter to method and return type. Right, look here. To introduce the title only, I took this diagram. So I must make student to understand object separate, object reference separate, and object reference variable separate. So when we pass object reference variables, means non-primitive data type variables as parameters, then object references are moved from one method to another method. Object not moved. Object will not move. Who will be moved now? Object reference will be moved. Address will be moved. Suppose Reliance block will not be moved. Reliance block address will be moved. Memory, that only. Here also memory once created, object cannot be moved. Some materials will write, I am copying object, I am moving object, I am throwing object, I am catching object, something they'll say. Even whatever they say, no problem. Don't point out them. You people should know. He is saying object throwing means his intention, object reference is throwing. Object moving means maybe his intention, reference being, because object will not be moved, no memory. You cannot move the memory, no. So that only, because some terminologies you have to catch out very clearly. So I took the title as object references as parameter, and even you can have a return type. Make a statement. When we pass non-primitive data type variables as parameters to methods. When we pass non-primitive data type variables as parameters to methods, then the object references are moved from one location to from one method. You can write moved from one method to another method. When we pass non-primitive data type variables as parameters to methods, then the object references are moved from one method to another method. To demonstrate this, I am taking one example program. I am taking. Right. Right. Look here. Right. All of you observe it. I am taking one program, demo methods 8 I am taking. Demo methods 8 I am taking. This one is main class. Save the program with main class. Demo methods 8.java. Right. Import java.util.scanner. All of it clear with the scanner class? Okay. Moreover, import definition not available. You have to wait it. Import definition, types of imports. Because some materials are writing dot star, no, util dot star, lang dot star, but I'm not writing. Venkateswar is not writing. So I'll give the reasons. So you have to wait. 1 or 2 points, you have to wait it. Import definition not available, but you are working with a scanner. So your intention working with the scanner, you are working anyway. Now I am taking one class known as customer. I am taking one subclass. I'll take it as a customer. I'll take it. Customer is a common person to all the websites. If we take product store, Flipkart, Amazon's, customers will be there. If we take booking apps, TSRTC, APSRTC, IRCTC.co.in, Book My Show, customers are available. If not, users are available. Whatever the websites we had, whatever the applications you had, they had their users. You can say customers. Customer is a term used in product area generally. If you take Reliance Fresh, it's a product store. Customers are available to it. So many freshes are there. No, Heritage will be there, and some more will be there. Reliance will be there. They are all expecting customers. Even if you take Apollo Pharmacy, also customer. Customer is nothing but the application user indirectly. Of course, we are not using application. One person will take the details and feed it. So my intention, customer details. Customer means ID will be there. Customer means name will be there. Customer means mail ID is common. Customer means phone number will be there. So customer means he belongs to city. Which city? So these are the minimum fields we collected. So name, ID, mail ID, phone number, and city, location. So these are the some fields I taken as a customer fields I taken. All these variables are instance variables. Instance variables, memory in the class or memory in the object? Memory in object. Okay. Now I am taking one more class known as register customer. Register customer. This is one subclass. One more class I'll take it as display customer. Display customer. So two subclasses I'm taking. One is customer, register customer, and display customer. Register customer means he'll sit in front of the system. He'll ask your details. So say your name, say your mail ID, say your city, and phone number minimum. So auto generated ID will come based on the application. One ID will come. With that, where mobile number, one message will come, one mail ID, one message will come. It's a communication pattern we had it today. Okay, right? Whatever it may be, he has to do registration. Registration means you have to read it. No? Whenever you want to read it now, you need scanner class. Okay, right? For this, register. One method I am taking. Register. One method I am taking. This method will take scanner as a parameter. First time we are passing non-primitive data type variable S as a parameter we are passing. Okay, right? This register method will return customer. Will return customer. It returns customer means what? Up now return type is int there. Return type is float there. Return type is some string there. Today it is a class. Customer is a class. So parameter is a class. Return type is a class. Now this register method will create object for customer. Customer OB is equal to new customer, creating object now. Customer object. Customer object. Object means what now? Storage. Creating storage for customer. The storage will hold instance members. Yes or no? Na? Right. Customer object created. Okay, right. Now, customer object created means what? One memory created for customer. Their ID, name, instance members are available. No, right? One scanner object is there where it is connected to keyboard now. Using that scanner object, you have to take the data and load it onto this customer object. You have to load the data onto this customer object. For that, I am asking system.out.println enter the customer ID. Enter the customer ID. Customer ID will be in the form of alphanumeric. So combinations will be there, alphanumeric. Maximum applications will use some number generally. Sometimes applications will use alphanumeric, adding with some C or A or B. Some letter will be added to customer ID. So I am reading in the form of string. Yes dot next line I am reading. So read the data and load it onto this variable. What is the variable now? ID. I am loading onto ID. But ID belongs to OB. That's the concept. See there now. So read the data and load it onto ID. ID belongs to what now? OB. OB means what now? Object name of customer. Using that object name, you can access ID, no? Yes or no? Na? So we are loading the data to object. What's the meaning? We are loading the data to object. This is repeated now. Enter the customer name. You enter it. Enter the customer name. OB dot name is equal to S dot next line. All of you understood now? Load it onto name. Name belongs to OB. OB is the customer object name. Using that name, we are loading onto the variable of customer. Enter the customer mail ID, I think. Customer mail ID. OB dot mail ID is there? No. OB dot mail ID. Mail ID is equal to S dot next line. Enter the phone number first, then city. Enter the customer phone number. Phone number is what now? Long no. OB dot PH number. After phone number, city will come. City is a string, no? Right. After numeric, we are trying to read a string now. After numeric, when you're trying to read a string, you have to convert this into parse, no? Right. So here, long dot parse long of S dot next line. Enter customer city here. Customer city. So OB dot city is equal to here S dot next line. So we created object for customer, and the customer object is loaded with ID detail, name details, mail ID details, phone number, city. Everybody clear? Right. After this one, RETURN, return OB. This customer OB I am returning. The returned value will come back to the method call, no? Yes or no? The returned value will come back to the method call. See, I am going with the main class. In this main class, I am taking scanner S is equal to new scanner of system dot in. We are creating object for register customer. Register customer RC is equal to new register customer. Now using this RC dot REGISTR register, I am passing S as a parameter. Now the register method is a return type, no? Right. Register method will return customer. So it returns customer. Customer C is equal to RC dot register. The specialty of this program is, sir, here parameter is a class variable. Return type also class variable. Not only method with reference variable as parameter. and return type as object reference. That's the technique of this method. Then next what, sir? Now display customer method. Sorry, class will have one method known as display, where it is going to take a parameter. What parameter means? Customer parameter. Customer as parameter. Now this method can display system.out.println. So customer details. Customer details. Now you want to display customer details, println. So customer ID is equal to c.id. Yes or no? Na? c.id. Sir, my mind is not working, sir. Where it is accessing also, confusion is coming, sir. Because that only logic means what? Sir, I am from non-IT, sir. Can I come to Logica, sir? They'll ask it actually. The reason that only, immediately imagination will not come, sir. Somewhere you are linking, somewhere coming. I am unable to imagine it, sir. Diagram will come, don't worry. Imaginary diagram. Before that, if anybody is understanding, very good. Because I created one object. I am returning object. Returning object means a reference I am returning. The reference I am going to see now. The C reference I am passing here. That I am going to do. Tomorrow again Friday. Again weekend. Yes or no? Na? See how fastly weekends are coming. Yes or no? Na? Sir, that much of fastly my graduation also not completed, sir. I came to Amirpet 3 weeks completed, sir. 3 weeks, 4th week also completing. My hostel fees also came, sir. 1 month again I must call my father and mother for the hostel fee. Again, in this first hostel fee, whether I saved or I wasted, I don't know, sir. You check today. Whether you learned something, if not, you wasted, you should know. Customer name. C dot name. Customer mail ID. Mail ID. Some people will be attending all demos for 15 days again. Some people will be traveling. Still, somebody is asking me, sir, today only I came for demo class. Means demo class not possible here. So some people will be traveling still. Last one is city. Anyway, this is city. Like this. Now I'll explain with the diagram. Then only clarity will come. I know that already. But I'm giving the program today. If anybody can understand, you can trace it. So tomorrow diagram will come. Based on it, assignments are only practice. Remaining 2 days, that only target. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, working with the class variables as parameter and return type. After that grip game, we are entering into blocks constructors. The plan. Then create object for display customer. Display customer. DC is equal to new display customer. Now DC dot display of C. I'm passing reference as parameter, reference as parameter. Here object, reference as parameter. Now let me run it. Answer will come. If any error is there, let me cross check. Any error? Line number? Line number? Customer. Okay. Okay. Very good. Complete. 1 minute. Now here Java C demo methods. Data. So normal display and reading and display only. So answer is coming now. Mic also gone. So tomorrow I'll explain this Sandy very clearly. A break. I'll add the notes to you. Okay.
రావట్లేదు